discussion as well. Now, Venezuelan opposition leader Leopoldo López is backing action against what Washington calls the Cartel of the Suns. The group is said to be a criminal network allegedly led by President Nicolás Maduro. Speaking in Madrid, López has said that any U.S. military intervention would target that cartel and not the Venezuelan people. He has also accused Maduro of trying to silence him after the government moved to strip him of his citizenship. López has said that most Venezuelans support international efforts to confront the criminal groups tied to the regime. He has also criticized Colombian President Gustavo Petro, accusing him of backing Maduro. López has compared the situation in Venezuela to a narco-state, saying that Maduro continues criminal operations while holding power. Let's listen into Venezuelan opposition leader Leopoldo López.
Por eso reitero, no es a Venezuela, no es a Venezuela, es al cartel de los soles. Y mi respuesta clara, tajante, es sí, sí estoy de acuerdo con que se hagan todas las acciones necesarias para neutralizar al cartel de los soles y a quien lo encabeza, que es Nicolás Maduro y Diosdado Cabello, porque hay que meter. Nosotros hemos visto estudios de opinión en donde hay una inmensa mayoría de los venezolanos que están apoyando lo que es el despliegue de los Estados Unidos en contra del cartel de los soles. Es una aspiración. A mí me están quitando la nacionalidad por decir lo que pensamos todos los venezolanos, que es que por supuesto vemos con esperanza este despliegue en contra del cartel de los soles.
Now for this discussion, we welcome back Professor Andrew Latham. He's a professor of international relations, joins us live from Minneapolis. Thank you very much, Professor, for joining us again. Now looking at this, how might Leopoldo López's support for international intervention affect opposition politics in Venezuela? And do you think this could lead to U.S. or President Trump supporting him?
Well, it has to be said that the Venezuelan state is not only corrupt in the normal sense of that word, but this cartel is deeply embedded in that state. And President Maduro is wrapped up in that as well. So when the Venezuelan Nobel Prize winner Machado comes out in favor of President Trump and against Maduro and calls for some kind of intervention, it's clear to me that many amongst the Venezuelan people would welcome such a thing. Here's the problem. It opens up a Pandora's box. It opens up real questions about legitimacy on the part of the U.S., unintended consequences, compromising Venezuelan sovereignty, the sovereignty of the Venezuelan people. I mean, it is fraught with all kinds of potential downsides. And yet it's quite clear that that state is corrupt and that it's not serving its people, and that the things that it is doing are inviting American intervention right now just in the Caribbean, but perhaps on the ground as well, and not just in Venezuela, but in the region more broadly.
And what are the potential consequences of U.S. military action against the cartel of the Suns for Venezuelan civilians?
Right. Well, in any military action, unfortunately, as we learned in Gaza, civilians are wounded and killed and dispossessed and dehoused in any kind of military activity. So right now it's limited to the sea, but we've already seen some innocent people killed by American naval action on the waters of the Caribbean. Imagine for a moment there was a land component to this, that the United States began bombing land targets, or God forbid that it actually mounted an invasion. Civilians are the ones who suffer disproportionately in that kind of war, because it would become a guerrilla war very quickly. And we know from historical experience how bloody that can be for the innocent civilians who are caught between the warring parties. Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Professor Andrew Latham, for joining us and sharing that insight throughout our news. Now we stay in the region. Hurricane Melissa, now a powerful Category 5 storm, is bearing down on Jamaica and is forecasted to be the worst storm in the island's history. Dangerous winds, rains, flooding and storm surge are in the forecast, with the worst of the destruction unfolding from noon today to noon tomorrow. Forecast reports suggest that the landfall is expected late Monday night or early Tuesday morning. The strongest hurricane on record to make landfall over Jamaica was Hurricane Gilbert in 1988, a Category 4 hurricane with sustained winds of 130 miles per hour. Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness ordered mandatory evacuation orders for Port Royal in Kingston and 6 other vulnerable areas across the country, including Old Harbour Bay. Let's listen into what the Prime Minister of Jamaica has said.
By all assessments of the current situation, while we pray for the best, hour by hour, it is becoming apparent that the impact of Hurricane Melissa could be greater than Hurricane Beryl, certainly in terms of rainfall and flooding. We can lessen damage and speed up recovery by taking preparatory and precautionary measures before the impact of the hurricane. It is expected that Hurricane Melissa will make landfall on Tuesday.
U.S. seismologist has said a shallow magnitude 6.5 earthquake hit off the coast of the French overseas territory of Guadeloupe, with no damages or injuries immediately reported by authorities so far. The U.S. Geological Survey has said that the epicenter of the quake hit around 160 kilometers east of the Caribbean island at a depth of 9 kilometers around 8:30 a.m. local time. Authorities have issued a tsunami warning after the initial tremor, which has been followed by several strong aftershocks. And that's a wrap on America 360. Keep watching NewsX.